one of the most fun things that I find about life and ministry is learning how to do new things, right?
Yeah.
And you think about it, you know, like you've been here for what, 40 some years?
Yeah.
40 years. And the things that you've learned.
Oh, heaps.
And that's why you're the leader, by the way. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it has more than just skill, but you can't be an effective leader without developing the leadership skills.
Yeah, you've got to have a hunger to continually learn.
Right. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I remember, again, Dr. George used to say that he was just one book ahead of everybody.
Right.
But it's that attitude, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That you're constantly
That's
wanting
so true.
wanting to grow, constantly wanting to add to your knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys that don't do that, they fall behind, don't they?
Yeah.
They end up frustrated and
plateauing.
yeah, plateauing. Yeah, that's the word, right?
Yeah.
So skillful leaders, you know, and when you think about it, most of our guys, because we're a young organization, we've started with passion. We've started because there's been such a great need. We started with vision, but I would say most of us have lacked skills and have had to develop skills as we went.
Yeah.
And to me, that again, it's a lot of fun developing skills. But the neat thing about it is it makes you a valuable person, right? It turns you into somebody who's valuable for others.
Yeah.
That people want to learn from you because they see you know how to do some things, right?
Yeah.
And so that's a huge thing, guys. If you really want to lead effectively, we do have to be at least a book ahead.
But I like what you said, that you start with passion and you see a need and vision. And I think those things really do lead, right? Those are really, in a sense, those are the most important. That's what you're looking for, right?
Right.
You're looking for people with passion, people with vision, people who see a need.
Yeah.
And that's huge. Because if you got a lot of skill but you don't have these, then that's no good either.
That's right.
But here's the thing. Sometimes we get the idea that as long as I've got passion, as long as I've got vision, and there's a need, but you can only go so far too. You can only go so far too.
It's true.
You've got to add to your skills
Yeah.
if you want to go to the next. Don't lose the passion.
Yeah, right.
Don't lose the vision.
That's right. Yeah.
Don't forget the need.
Yeah.
But you've got to add skill,
Right.
and the more skill that you add, the more effective you become.
That's it. Yeah.
The more influence you gain, the more people you win.
Right.
It's really has a lot to do with the skill.
It sure does. It sure does. And we say that skills can be learned.
Yeah.
Right? They really, really can.
Yeah.
In fact, we actually develop, as leaders, we develop a hunger and a love to learn skills.
Yeah.
To develop the skills we got, to learn new skills, all those kind of things. And to me, Rich, one of the funniest things is somebody who says, well, I don't know how to do that, so so we can't
gonna
do
even
that.
try.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try, you know. Like, it's the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
And you get that all the time, especially in the automotive stuff, right? Building cars, right? There's guys that'll post, you know, they'll make a comment on my thing, well, that's easy for you because you know how to do it. And I'm like, well, I didn't used to know how to do it. You know? Like, you got to start somewhere, man.
Yeah. I'll never forget when you built that sawmill. I'll never forget. I remember you saying, I mean, you just had a schematic.
Yeah. Well, we came up with it in our heads, right?
Yeah. And then you built this sawmill.
Yeah.
And then you said you put that first piece of wood through it. It was just clean as glass.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday, man. Everybody
Pretty amazing.
The students were so proud of themselves, right? Because look what we'd done, like built a sawmill that actually works.
Pretty amazing.
And we milled 50 tons of teakwood with it.
Imagine.
You know, like, it really did work. and a lot of that stuff, like that was a Bible college project.
Yeah.
And the reason that we do that is because it gives guys an opportunity to not only see skills, but to taste and see, right? How much fun this really is.
Yeah.
And you watch these guys like in India, Nepal, and all these countries.
I know.
They're doing it too.
Like Joseph went back, right?
Yeah.
He went back and built all those beds, welded them and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
because all stuff that he'd learned, skills that he'd learned in the Bible school.
Yeah, Franco told me yesterday that he's learning how to weld.
Yeah.
Like, good on you, man. He said there's stuff that needs to be welded.
So it's both, you know, it's not the practical skills,
Mm-hmm.
but you've got to learn ministry skills too. You know, you have to learn some things about counseling.
Yeah.
You got to learn some things about
That's right.
the type of preaching that actually connects with people. There's so many skills you have to learn
Right.
ministry-wise as well.
Right.
And you can't just fly by the seat of your pants your whole life.
That's right. I've got a list here of some skills that we need to learn.
Okay.
Okay? Storytelling,
Yeah.
like preaching, all that kind of stuff. Communicating, right? We need to develop
So
those
important.
skills all the time.
So important.
And how do you do that? Give us some ideas. Like, how do you develop? You don't just like come up with it, right?
No. Yeah.
You listen to guys.
That's what I used to do. I for a couple of years, I decided to listen to the most well-known preachers. Not because I like them. Some of them I didn't get much out of, to be
Sure.
honest. But they have massive crowds of people.
And there's a reason.
So you
Yeah.
exactly. You have to ask yourself the question: okay, why do so many people come?
Yeah.
So then you watch them.
Yeah, right.
And you watch how they do it, how they tell the stories, how they. So then you can learn. You
Yeah.
know, you take notes.
Yeah,
You say,
that's
okay,
right.
this. I wasn't listening as much to the message as the style
Right,
and the
right,
process.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's one more person that you need to listen to, and that's yourself.
Okay.
That'll bring you up short.
Right. Just video yourself. That's what
Yeah.
I tell guys to do all the
That's
time.
right.
If you video yourself,
Yeah, yeah.
and you'll
Yeah.
you'll straighten up real quick.
Every chapel service in Thailand is videoed, and the student has to listen to it after.
That's smart.
Yeah, you know, because
That's really smart.
that fixed me more than anything
Yeah,
else.
yeah, watching
Taught me how
yourself.
to cut all the fluff.
Ning did it for more than a year, like
Is that right? Yeah.
probably at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
She would come. I'd watch her. She'd come home every Sunday.
Yeah.
And put the video on and watch herself.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, because
It's
she wanted to
hard to do.
improve. Oh yeah.
A lot of people don't like listening to themselves.
Yeah, nobody likes it. I don't think. There's no, if you like it, you're a little not
Yeah,
too
right,
good.
a little narcissistic.
yeah. Nobody likes it,
No,
but
you know what?
you can learn.
Another thing too that I found recently is I like going back like 15, 20 years
Yeah.
and listening to a message I
Yeah.
did, you know? And you're like, yeah, I remember that, you know? It's kind of encouraging too,
Yeah.
in a way, you know, like
Yeah.
we've come a ways, right? So
Yeah.
it's a real witness. Another thing is systems, including communication,
Yeah.
right? We need to learn how to do things effectively and efficiently.
Yeah,
right?
systems are so important. It's maybe underrated, you know.
I think so,
Again, you
yeah.
can't just fly by the seat of your pants. Eventually,
Right.
you've got to put systems in place. Whether it's children's ministry, whether
Right.
it's the ushering, whether it's the way you handle the finances, all those things have got to have systems in
Right.
place.
Yeah. And
So important.
You learn that by paying attention to what other people are doing. That's
Exactly.
the biggest one,
Yeah.
really. What
Exactly.
works, right? Don't
Yeah.
do stuff that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Skill. Here's a skill we need to develop: big ideas, right? And along with that, risk taking.
Yeah.
Right? That's how new things get started.
Yeah.
Big ideas. When you think of, well, I know the stories that you tell me, they're of the guys who had the biggest ideas, always, you know? Especially during COVID or whatever, you know? Those are the ones we love, man. Somebody who was against it, you know, they're up against it, nothing's working, and they got a big idea. And it not only like took them through, but they became the solution guy.
Yeah.
Right? They became the guy that was famous for,
Yeah.
right? Winning.
Yeah. We've got a real good story about that in the book. You got to read the book.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you'll get that right away here, so that's good. And media impact.
Yeah.
We need to develop that skill.
So important.
And you notice we do that in every summit, every convention or whatever. We usually have a session, a workshop on media. And what surprises me is the guys that should be there don't come.
Yeah.
And it's not because they don't think media is important, it's just because they don't think they can do it.
Yeah.
And the truth is, if you've got one of these, you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
communicate to the world. It's all just push the record
Yeah.
button, man.
Well, let me tell you the story about Ralph. You know, Ralph is now our missionary in Cambodia. He was working for Microsoft
Right?
and making good money, and he just the Lord had a call in his life, and he was just so antsy. He couldn't. He said he came to me one day and said, "Pastor Rich, I've got to serve the Lord in full-time ministry. I can't." And I said, "Ralph, I don't have any opening. Like the only opening I've got is media. You know how to do media?"
Right.
He said, "No, but I'll learn." And so he literally taught him. He watched YouTube videos
That's something, yeah.
and taught himself media, and now he's amazing
He's
in
one
media.
of the best guys in Asia.
He's
for
fantastic in
recreation.
media,
Yeah, yeah.
just because he decided to learn that skill.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it paid off big time for him. he's communicating the vision from Cambodia like nobody else.
Yeah.
Like I just love watching his stuff. You know, I get so inspired. So media impact, and then making businesses profitable.
Yeah.
We've got to have that skill of profitability. You know, if your church is going behind, getting behind financially, you're in trouble. You know.
Yeah.
Like we got to learn to sharpen our pencil.
Yeah,
And,
or start here in the Philippines. There's a lot of people start little businesses, you know, whether,
Right.
even within the church, you know.
Sure.
They might start a kindergarten, or what they call a sari store, a little store,
Right.
a little carinderia, or like a little cafe or something,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And a lot of them fail.
Sure.
A lot of them fail
Yeah.
because they just don't have any practical sense
Right.
on how to manage, how to budget.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah.
So important. It can make or break a ministry.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why we're having Margaret come to teach in Thailand
Yeah.
how to manage money management God's way, 2-week course.
So important.
And by the time we post this video, that course will already be taught. But we will have it on video that you can get a hold of. And in the book, she has a chapter in the book, and I call her the missionary kid that became a millionaire. Grew up in Thailand, you know,
Yeah.
with hand-me-down clothes and all that kind of stuff, and decided that she wanted to do something financially for the kingdom.
Yeah.
But tell you what, she's an amazing supporter of the ministry and to work, and not just financially, but just to have somebody that really has a sharpness for business to help us even. I mean, she's helped her mom and I like crazy just to get our personal finances
Very
in
cool.
order. She
Very cool.
has zero patience with me if I'm sloppy in my finances.
You need somebody like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we need somebody like that. So preaching, mentioned that already. You got to be a good preacher, and then leading a team, developing skills to lead your team, graphic design, organizing yourself, organizing others, songwriting. I just sent a little Bill Johnson reel to our Victory Asia leaders today. How he was saying that one time he called his musicians together, his worship guys together, and he says, "Where do you see this church in 5 years? Write a song about it today, and we'll sing our way into it."
Ooh.
Isn't that cool?
Very cool.
Yeah, songwriting. Boy, I tell you what, for those of you that are like the worship leaders and the songwriters, you write your songs out of the prophetic
Yeah.
voice and edge
Yeah.
that's coming through the preaching and coming through the prayer meetings and coming through all those kind of stuff. And think about that. We're writing songs that are speaking into our future because they're leading. You're a leader, right? Like you're taking us somewhere. And so that's really important. I get frustrated sometimes with the old songs that are just
Yeah.
being
Same old,
beat
same
over
old.
the head again, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So
Yeah. Another thing we really need, I tell you, something that's really lacking in our churches. Only a handful of churches are doing it well, and that's the whole area of children's ministry.
Right.
We've got to have some cutting edge, exciting. I don't even know how to explain it. We need people who are creative and doing something new, doing something
Right.
different instead of the same old, sitting down in a classroom, putting up some
Putting
Velcro.
on a video.
Yeah, we've got to have some people to come up with some skills for children's ministry. So important.
Yeah. And it just needs some creativity.
Yeah.
It doesn't need a big budget.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
needs some creativity. But here's the thing that I found, like Terry and I used to do children's ministry for a number of years. It is crazy hard work. It's probably the hardest work we've ever done.
No kidding.
You know, I can remember 45 minutes with kids and I'd be laying flat on my back just trying to catch my breath, you know. But it's because we poured our hearts into it.
Yeah.
Like we did all kinds of stuff, you know. I wrote songs, and we sang in one at Summit last year.
Yeah.
One of the songs I wrote for kids ministry, you know, like you do stuff like that, like get out of the box, right, and do some things. And yeah, that's really good, Rich. So important. Your church will go a long ways with creative children's ministry.
Yeah.
It really will. And prioritizing time and task management, all those kind of things. Yeah. There's just a lot of things. There's probably a lot of things that are in front of you that you're thinking, you know what, I could develop my skill in such and such.
I passed out a little booklet to all of our staff, 1 Minute Manager, just really thin.
Okay, yeah.
Just really good. It's helped me, you know, just another skill, just how to manage your time a little bit better.
Right on.
Really make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, yeah. So here's where we're going, developing our skills, what we're doing to get our passion and fully committed leaders to become skilled as well. And one of the things, Rich, is that our victory culture is different than other church cultures in that we don't put out, ask for resumes when we need an associate pastor. We're looking right in front of us, right?
Yeah.
We're not looking from somewhere else to bring a worship leader in or all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of churches do that, right? But pray to God we never do that.
Yeah.
Our goal is to make leaders.
Develop our own, yeah.
Reach, teach, mobilize. The people that are right in front of us. God gave us those people. We see the value in them. So see the value in the people in front of you. Those are your next leaders. And they have the passion, they have the culture, they have the desire, and help them with the skills. That's really, really the key.
And for those that aren't pastors that may come across this video as well,
right.
The more you add to your skills, the more valuable you make yourself to the ministry.
We know
and so
those people.
Yeah, and so you might be asking yourself, oh, nobody ever chooses me. Well, maybe you need to develop some skills.
That's right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it's not that. In fact, your developing of your skills will promote yourself
absolutely
faster than self-promotion, right?
Absolutely.
You know, that's, people need people that are skilled. Okay, so how are we going to do this? First of all, don't compare yourself to yourself, because if you do that, you're already good enough. But it's like you said, you listen to guys who are preaching really good and drawing big crowds, and you learn from them.
Exactly.
Right? Doesn't matter what your skill is or what area that you're called to minister in, you can look at what other people are doing and learn from them. And boy, I tell you what, there's so much to learn. And it's so easy nowadays. It's all over the internet, you know, that you can learn stuff.
You can learn anything.
Yeah, and you bring, I mean, imagine this. If you're the guy that brings a new idea, a new skill level, just a new way to tweak things into the worship practice every week, right? It won't be long, you'll be the leader.
Yeah.
You know, like it's really true. So don't compare yourself to yourself. We need to become more skilled than when we really are. The second thing is you have to put yourself in a position where you really need to learn skills, because we don't do it just automatically, and they don't really take hold unless it's where we need to exercise them, right? We need to learn them. So, you know, if you're preaching, think of your preaching, you want to develop your preaching skills. Well, the best place to do that is on Sunday, and say, you know what, I need to preach just a ringer this Sunday, right? Like, I need to move my congregation, to move our city, to move our nation this Sunday, and I'm going to learn whatever it takes. And the third thing is we got to be intentional. We've got to be precise and learn and develop skills. Okay, so think about it this way. Where are you going to learn them? Who are your teachers? There's teachers all around us, examples that we follow. I tell you what, every time I go to a church, visited Frank and Chase Church on Sunday, and I just learned so much, you know. I was telling you about the media guy. Listen to this. Sit down on the front row 2 or 3 minutes before church starts, and the cameraman, he comes up and he introduces himself to me. And he says, I'm glad you're here, and I just want you to know I'm your cameraman today. I've never had a cameraman do that. They're usually in behind the scenes, you know.
Very
But
cool.
Think about that. Hospitality.
Yeah.
I learned something about hospitality there. That even if you're the cameraman, right?
Yeah.
Make people feel welcome.
Yeah.
You know?
Very
So,
cool.
I'm going to be taking your picture today.
Yeah.
So keep smiling, man. You know? So there's teachers all around us. You can just learn something every time we go somewhere and we do something if we pay attention. So that's our commitment. Pastor Rich and I are committed to learn new skills, to develop our skills all the time so that we can be better leaders in Victory Asia. And I know all of our pastors are like that. And it's like you say, if you stop developing your skills, you're no longer one book ahead. You're gonna stop leading.
Yeah,
like
plateau.
you're no longer the leader, and it'll frustrate people. So I find I love being around skilled people. You know, I'm mesmerized by a good guitar player, right? You know, I just like, well, a good drummer. I'm just like, how did he ever learn to do that? You know, and I'm just thrilled. So thrilled about you, thrilled about the skills that you're learning, but more thrilled always about your passion and your vision to keep this ministry vision, reach and teach and mobilize, and going across the nations like wildfire. Amen.